Hey, everybody, welcome to a new format of The Proffer. I've decided to look into my old case files and speak to a lot of the black gangsters that I investigated over the years. I just finished about 10 shows on Italian organized crime, and I think a lot of the other content I have is a little bit more interesting, and we got a whole new crowd out there that would really appreciate it. I just appeared on Vlad. I was also on Michael Francese's show. I have so much content, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to read from a lot of reports of investigation. Some of the stuff is corroborated, some of it isn't, and so, feel free to jump on, make comments, and if you're the topic of discussion and something's not right, you can reach out to me and I'll definitely address it. The hot topic this month is Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, Puffy, Love, I think was his last incarnation. He just got arrested by the feds yesterday. He's got no bail and he's facing RICO charges. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did a show on Puff with two members of the Midtown South Precinct Detective Squad a few weeks back. And if you want to go revisit that on the Proffer, go ahead. It's got a lot of information about the background of the investigation, the players they came across, and the battle they faced. This RICO case is interesting. RICO is usually used for the mafia. It's got a complex structure to it to get a conviction. And, I just pulled up some of the elements that you need for RICO, and I'm just going to go over them real quick. The affidavit is online on the Southern District's website, so you can look at the actual affidavit, but these are some of the elements you're going to need for Puffy to be prosecuted and or convicted if a jury so decides that he is guilty of the following. One, the defendant has to be associated with an enterprise. They have to be employed or associated with this enterprise. Obviously, that's Bad Boy and probably a couple of his side projects where he may have been using the funding for various schemes and crimes that'll be, I'm sure, following. The indictment, I'm sure, is going to be pretty vague. And then he's got to engage in a pattern of racketeering activity for at least 10 years. That's a long period of time. But if you go back to his early days of promoting concerts where people got injured, all the various stories we heard about strange sexual proclivities, possibly engaging in human trafficking. All these things go back over a number of years if you listen to some of the victims who've come forward. So I think the 10 years covered. Another element has to be that the defendant must have participated in the conduct of the enterprise. So that's pretty obvious that he is the target, and I'm sure some other people who assisted are going to follow on upcoming indictments, and it should be interesting to see who they are. Now, the enterprise, another element is the enterprise has to have existed and affected interstate commerce. So that is easy. Obviously, if he was involved in human trafficking, I think we all know that he was at least alleged to have put people on planes and transported them over state lines, even from out of the country. So that's an easy one. And the enterprise can be legal or illegal, a corporation, a mob, a crime family, a street gang, or a drug cartel. And who knows, it might be a one or two that he actually fits in there. And then RICO charges have serious consequences with terms up to 20 years. There are different counts he's facing with different sentencing guidelines. So if convicted, he's facing a good deal of time in jail. And just to let you know, RICOs aren't easy. They have to get approval from Maine Justice under the Violent Crime and Racketeering section of the Criminal Division. So this was no easy step. In order to get this thing going, Department of Homeland Security and the FBI had to have sit-downs down in D.C. with Maine Justice and meet the elements of the accusatory instrument. So it should be interesting, and so please start checking in. Somewhere along the line, just a tidbit to keep you guys watching, I'm going to name some people who were victims of extortion in the business, and some of it's corroborated, some of it's not. So if you want to know who was victim to, getting their watch taken at, Madison Square Garden or whatever, and you know they're a big player in the industry. You'll find out in the upcoming episodes, but you got to watch it. I'm not going to put it on that it's in an upcoming episode. You're going to have to, you know, bear with me. And if that's my way to get you, force you to watch my show, so be it. But anyway, thank you. I'm going to start now with a number of short shows pertaining to all this different casework. And keep checking in, man. It's going to be a wild ride. There's a lot of cool stuff out there, from 50 Cent, Jimmy Henchman, Haitian Jack, all sorts of members of Italian organized crime, anybody who had a piece of this business over the years. So keep watching. I appreciate it. And take care. Thank you.